Hey, this is Brooke, functional medicine dietitian specializing in fertility, and this is the Fertility Dietitian podcast, where I help you uncover the barriers that are preventing you from optimizing your fertility and teach you how to work with your body to finally take home a healthy baby. Each week, I will be diving into different topics on fertility and sharing my perspective on physiology, metabolic health, nutrition, and lifestyle approaches that have helped hundreds of couples get pregnant even after years of heartache. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge you need to take back control of your fertility. Happy listening. We are talking all about detox support for fertility today. So we're talking about some big buzzwords. Detox and toxins are really big buzzwords. So I want to put it into context for you in relation to fertility and take away the extremes from these topics to make them really relatable and actionable. So let's start by talking about what toxic burden is. Toxic burden is a really big deal when it comes to fertility. And our modern day environment tends to expose us to hundreds of toxins every day. This is important to think about because many of the toxins we are frequently exposed to contribute to irregular ovulation, endometriosis, thyroid disorders, fibroids, PCOS, and poor egg quality, as well as poor sperm quality. And we can even see poor embryo and fetal development complications and pregnancy complications, depending on what toxic burden is looking like. So I like to think of a toxin as something that our body can't use. It often causes distress and requires a lot of energy and nutrients to be packaged up and eliminated. In order to reduce toxic burden, we have to think about two things. First, we have to think about decreasing toxin exposure. And second, we need to support our detox pathways to help get those toxins out that we are inevitably going to be exposed to. So decreasing that toxin exposure can feel really overwhelming, especially if this is a new topic to you. But please know this, every product swap makes a difference. And you do not have to be perfect to greatly improve your fertility, especially if you are also focusing on supporting your detox pathways. So when you do want to go low tox, which I'm going to emphasize low tox, it is impossible to avoid all toxins. So we're going to focus on going low tox. You want to be thinking about what is going in your body, and then what is going on your body, and third, what is around your body. So those three areas can help you prioritize the swaps that you're going to make. First, what's going in your body? Consider food, of course, beverages, things like coffee, tea can be contributing to toxic burden, for instance. The actual food itself, what the food is packaged in, that you're purchasing it in, as well as how you are preparing the food. So pots and pans, cooking utensils, food storage. So how you're storing leftover food, for instance, things like dish soap and dishwasher soap, because anything that you're preparing your food in, storing your food in, eating your food off of is going to contaminate that food, for better or worse. And then things like toothpaste, even you are putting that in your mouth. Our mouth is easily absorbs anything that's going in there. So that is another area to consider as well. What's going on the body? Things like lotions and makeup and soaps, shampoos, deodorants, and clothes. Yes, clothes, because we are living in our clothes. We are sleeping in our sheets. We're drying off from the shower, from our towels. Everything that goes through your wash is going to have residue from the soap that you're using in your washer. So this is a big exposure because we are in contact with clothes all day long, typically. Around the body is the last place to think about. Also, very, very important. So, our air quality. We can't always have full control over air quality, but in your home, really think about what your air quality looks like. If you need better air filters, um, and what is being put into your air. So things like fragrances, whether it's like air fresheners or candles, really think about those. Fragrance is a huge endocrine disruptor, major contributor to toxin load and toxic burden. So think about that. So this is a lot of things, right? What's going in your body, on your body, around your body, a lot of areas to think about. So I want to help simplify it for you. I'm linking resources below in the show notes to help you with certain brand ideas for tried and true clean options to get started with. All right. And we'll do another episode that's more specific on actual specific products. But start with those heavy hitter areas that are linked below in the resources. All right. So now we're thinking about decreasing toxic exposure. Next, we need to think about supporting our natural detox pathways. And there's a lot of misinformation around when we're thinking about detox support. But detox support is necessary, and how to actually support your detox pathways is really what I want you to gather from this information. As an aside, detox is technically the process of making compounds less toxic and packaging them up. Drainage pathways then complete the process by eliminating these packages from the body. So, these drainage pathways are our liver and our kidneys and our skin, but I'm going to refer to both as detox just for easy listening. So, if you remember anything from this episode, please remember this. Every part of our body's detox system requires nutrients. So, commercial detox programs do not actually support detox due to the lack of nutrients. Flushing out the gut is not supporting detox or your fertility. If your body is deprived of nutrients that are crucial for packaging up toxins and eliminating them, inflammation and oxidative stress are actually going to increase. So run away from teas or powders that are marketed as detoxes or cleanses and marketed to support detox, because they do not actually support detox or your fertility at all. They can actually increase toxic burden because they don't provide the nutrients that these organs need to function. And please don't fall into the trap that detox support isn't necessary and think that, well, we really don't need detox support because we have a liver. That's like saying you really don't need glasses because you have eyes. Our body is set up to package up and eliminate toxins with the help of our organs, like our liver and our gut and our kidneys, our lungs, our lymph, and our sweat glands. But to keep up with the demand of toxic exposure, many of us need to support these organs for a more efficient detox process. Supporting the detox process protects maturing eggs and sperm from damage while supporting overall hormone balance to help create a cushy, nourishing home for an embryo to implant. Whether you're trying to conceive naturally or via IVF or other reproductive technology support, okay, it's important. Our body is constantly bombarded with toxins from our external environment, like our air and our lifestyle, so our personal care products, foods, alcohol, and then our internal environment, which can include things like bacterial growth in the gut, excess hormones, stress. So there's a lot to think about when we're supporting our natural detox pathways as well. But here are a few tips to get started with supporting these detox pathways. So, our skin is a major detox pathway. So, sweating most days is really supportive. Our gut is another detox pathway, and supporting daily bowel movements, really 1 to 3 good, solid, full eliminations every day is the goal. Making sure you're eating plenty of fiber and staying hydrated is supportive of the gut as a detox pathway. Our kidneys need to be supported also with hydration. And hydration doesn't mean just water, it's really water and minerals. So, electrolytes are the same as minerals. So, we need to be hydrating appropriately with minerals as well. Supporting our liver can be done by making sure that we're getting plenty of nutrients. So, especially nutrients that are found in animal protein and produce. Our vibrant colored produce are giving us lots of vitamins, minerals, as well as antioxidants that are supportive of liver function. And then, last but not least, supporting our lymph system is really important. And if you're not familiar with what the lymph system is, it's kind of, you can think of it similar to a circulatory system, but it is a complete separate system that is really important for detoxing things. And I'm going to plan to do an interview with somebody and talking about the lymph system and fertility. So stay tuned for that. But just know that movement is really helpful. Rebounding, things like jumping rope are helpful for lymph movement as a whole. So those are some quick tips for supporting your detox pathways naturally. Directly supporting our detox pathways is only a very small part of how we can decrease our toxic load to improve fertility outcomes. So please remember that decreasing exposure is a really important part of improving your fertility. And every part of your detox system requires nutrients. So naturally, nutrient intake supports how well these pathways are going to work to get out the stuff we don't want hanging around and causing problems. Targeted testing can be really helpful in determining whether you need additional detox support and can make a really big difference in learning how to support your detox pathways, your egg quality, and your reproductive function for your body specifically. You don't have to figure it all out on your own, though. Reach out anytime and we can work together to optimize your fertility so you can finally take home that healthy baby. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fertility Dietitian podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave a review to let me know what topics you want more of or less of. If you want to keep learning, subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out my website for more info on my private coaching program, Master Your Fertility, or my membership community, Fertility Blueprint. And don't forget my digital store. Come say hi on YouTube and Instagram. See you in the next episode.